Back and more news out of Belmore today. Adam O'Brien in talks to join the Bulldogs. Mick, how true is this? How far ahead is it?
Yeah, it's definitely true, Braith. He met with the Bulldogs today, Adam O'Brien, regarding a potential position at the club next year. Obviously, no deal's done or signed, but they've been in a couple of meetings now, and they're looking to get him on board next year to work with the side's attack.
Okay, good.
He's obviously had some interest from Manly as well, but I dare say if they can get a deal done, Adam O'Brien will be at the Bulldogs next year.
How did this come about? Who does he replace, and do we like it?
Well, he's got a relationship with Cameron Ciraldo. I think they coached together with Country a few years ago and have maintained that relationship, really.
Yeah, I think it'd been a reshuffle. Jason Taylor, he'd stayed there on the coaching staff, but he'd moved to another position. And I don't mind it. I mean, he was assistant at Roosters, assistant coach at Melbourne, did a really good job at both those clubs. And, 2 years ago, obviously their attack struggled this year. They had a lot of injuries. 2 years ago, the Knights had, I think their attack was top 3-4 in the comp. So they've had some decent attack in the
Was he attack coach at the Roosters and Melbourne?
I don't know what, I assume he fulfilled those roles, Crawls, but I don't know what his exact title was.
Yeah, definitely he did attack at the Storm.
You're not sure about your stats today, are you?
Yeah.
But I think
I haven't prepared well.
Well, you know what? Let's get to some more. Rudy, you've uncovered some key information which explains the Dogs' decision to, some would say, blow up the season. Now, what stats have you got for us here? Talk us through...
I did a bit of digging today, Braith.
Yes.
Historical digging. And I found that historically you cannot win the comp, right, unless you're in the top 4 for attack, top 4 for defence, right?
Who's saying this?
I've done a bit of digging, Braith. Talked to a few people, done a bit of research.
From the Bulldogs.
That would have taken a lot of time, really.
Just, done a bit of
but
digging.
we're talking about the Bulldogs, so is it related to them or not? In relation to the Bulldogs. Okay.
Because it explains why, one of the reasons, not the entire reason, explains why they went and got Lachlan Galvin. Because their attack wasn't in the top 4 at the comp, as I understand it, at the point they made some of those changes.
What was the Penrith Panthers attack last year when they won the competition?
I've got no idea, Braith.
I've got it right here.
Have you already got? You've stitched me up. You said you were going to stitch me up.
I'm just saying.
Okay, what do you got for me?
They were 6th in attack last year.
At what point? At the end of the regular season?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know where your argument just falls over, though?
Tell me.
Gus told us the other night.
That is a stitch up.
Well, how's that a stitch up?
Before the show, I told you about this stat.
Yeah,
and you
so I went and had a look.
You did not tell me you had that stat.
Where have you got the stat? Where have you got the stat?
And I did say, can I just say, I said, historically, you generally, I didn't say it happens every time. I said you generally need to be in the top 4 in attack and defence.
So you go and bring in a halfback to fix the problem. You go and bring in a kid to play halfback who Gus conceded the other night has never played halfback, and that's going to fix your problem.
Well, I think that was the goal. Obviously, it was.
The Sharks are 5th in attack right now.
Can't win the comp.
So they can't win the comp. The Broncos are 6th in attack right now.
I don't think that could be trouble.
So they can't win the comp. So the only team that can win the comp is Melbourne.
You're taking it literally. It's not every time.
How else are you meant to take it?
I'm not saying this is the rule every time.
You said they made a decision.
Historically, you need to be in the top 4. Historically, you need to be in the top 4 in attack and defence to win the comp. Okay, there's exceptions to every rule. But obviously, if you looked at the way they were playing, and I know you guys are going to wrap them deluxe and say they were top of the ladder, but as I said on Monday night, they had a soft draw, they had 3 buys. I can rattle it all out for you, right? I think they played 2 top 8 teams.
We've heard this many times. We've got no interest in going any further.
They needed to spark their attack.
The AI,
they went and got Lachlan Galvin,
system
one of the best young players in rugby league.
Yeah.
He plays 5'8".
He does play 5'8", but... They thought he could play halfback.
Okay, now, Rudy, got a few questions for you.
What do you got, Braith?
Is Matt Burton a 6 or is he a centre?
Well, I think it probably depends what happens with young Mitchell Woods next year. If Mitchell Woods is... well, you can't buzz me for that. If Mitch Woods plays first grade, I imagine Galvin goes to 6, Burton goes to centre.
Okay, is Crichton a centre or a fullback?
Depends what happens with Mitch Woods next year, Braith. If Mitch Woods plays first grade, then Crichton would obviously potentially move to fullback.
Is Galvin a 6 or a 7?
That's a broken record here, Braith. Depends what happens if Mitch Woods is ready for first grade next year. He'll play halfback, Galvin at 6.
Is Connor Tracy on the outer?
Oh, he could be if Mitch Woods is ready for first grade next year.
Okay, is Mitch Woods ready to play first grade?
Well, I don't know. But I'm told he was very close to playing some first grade this year. Right, this is why it's a huge off-season.
It is, right. And this is my point.
It's a massive off-season.
This is my point. And we're having a bit of fun with this, right? Was this you putting it together today?
No, I've never smoked. That's not the photo of me.
No, we're having a laugh, right? And having a bit of fun with this. But But really, you know, after certainly you look at all this, right? And the club bought Burton to play 6, and now he's looking to move to centres, and they bought Crichton to play centres, but now there's a chance he may play fullback. You know, where do they go? Where do they go?
Here's the issue you've got, right? Lachlan Galvin. So they're talking next year that Mitchell Woods will be the 7, right? Who
maybe it depends on his pre-season.
Depends on his pre-season, but regardless of his pre-season, right, we'll go back to your historical explanations. Historically, young halfbacks don't come in for their first season and play the full year. So they've gone and bought Sean O'Sullivan, right? Who we've seen over the years. He's a very, very wise footballer. He knows the game backwards, but he hasn't got the speed. He's been at numerous clubs and he's not going to get you to where you want to go. So it is Woods. By playing Galvin at 5'8" ahead of Burton, my argument there is Matt Burton is an elite 5'8" right now and will be next year. Lachlan Galvin is still on the improve.
I think he's an elite 5'8".
I
think he's an elite centre.
Yeah. I think he's an elite 5'8" for the Bulldogs because when Burton hits the go button, the Bulldogs go with him. And I'm not convinced Galvin is at that stage of his career where he's good enough to be putting Matt Burton out of Matt Burton's preferred spot, which is 5'8".
I think we saw enough from Lachie Galvin on the weekend to suggest that with an organising 7, right, he's got enough in him to hit the go button. Yeah. And I think Canterbury are a better balanced, more potent footy side if Galvin's at 6, and they should start the year with either Sean O'Sullivan or Mitchell Woods.
I reckon go Mitch Woods. Mitch Woods
whichever one, right?
I'm just saying.
A lock in a 7.
I reckon throw him in there. Mitch Woods has been touted now as a boom rookie and 7 for a long period of time. I think he's ready. He thinks he's ready. I know that for a fact. Get him in there. Get that combination of him and Galvin going. And
so you'll play Burton in the centre?
This is where I'm getting to. This is where I'm getting to. I think, you know, because we've worked out, and the Bulldogs, I'm sure, have worked out now, they need to get their 6 and 7 combination firing early so that as the season goes on, it is settled and they can then, you know, build around that. So I would start with the 2. You got 2. You got the next biggest thing at 7. And the next biggest thing at 6, you've got them together here, right? So Gus has done that, and this is why he did it, because he was planning for this down the track. It may be a little bit premature, but why not? Just throw them in there, see how they go, build off the back of that. But that leads them to the bigger problem now, is that where does Burton, where does Crichton, where does Sherry, where does Tracy, where do they all fit into this? Who's going to be the fall guy? And I know we kind of touched on it last night, but this is going to become an issue. It's going to become a problem.
Aren't they a more potent side if you've got Crichton on one side, Burton on the other, with Galvin at 6?
Where's Sherry?
On the wing. With Kiraz.
I don't see him as a winger.
He's got tough carries. He can have some tough carries coming out of his own end. But if he's the guy to make way, I think that is less...
Is it a more potent side if this decision forces Matt Burton out of the club?
Well, you'd have to have
I'll maintain Burton will be a better 5'8" next year than Lachlan Galvin. So this is a long-term project. I'll also say with Mitch Woods and a lot of young halfbacks coming through, let's just use Sam Walker as an example here. Because Sam Walker was the most talented young player of his time.
Takes time.
And you look at his development, like we're talking, 3-4 years that Sam's been riding the wave and he's still getting to where we all know he's going to. But this is going to be a patient process.
They got Sean O'Sullivan there as a backup there. That's what I would do. I'd go Mitch Woods, Sean O'Sullivan as a backup, and hopefully they don't go around in circles again and have to go back to the old, to Galvin at 7 again and all that, because that is probably an option or a possibility if it doesn't.
Well, the concerning thing is then if you've got Hayward who hasn't played a lot of 9, then you've got these young kids at 6 and 7. That's where it becomes problematic there. But we've seen Matt Burton's played a lot of 5'8" now. And if you've got a young half, whether it's Galvin, whether it's Mitchell Woods, Matt Burton's not getting the side around the paddock. That's not his role.
All right, thank you, Mick. Thank you, Rudy. That was well done. Those numbers were impressive.
Till you stitched me up, but anyway.
How's it a stitch up?
This feels like a buzz moment. I'm getting hammered by you blokes, stitched up.
It's okay, mate.